And although there's a lot of female athletes, when you get to that title realm, sometimes you do have to grab them from other areas to get that level. And Miss Eymie Moreno definitely fits the bill.
Valentin Moreno for the 115-pound title. Our co-main event tonight here at Cage Wars 54. Working our way toward the main. Packed house, sold out, standing room only. And I think, how do you handicap our co-main event? Have you seen enough of both fighters to be able to pick a winner?
I don't know much about Eymie Moreno. I mean, I would say that Erica Valentin has the momentum, though. Like she's got her eyes on the prize. She's been putting the pieces of the puzzle together for her rest, for her recovery, for her activities, for her technique training. Everything is kind of coming together. I've been watching it on social media. So if Eymie is going to stop her right now, Eymie Moreno is going to have to bring the house and throw everything but the kitchen sink at her.
And when you do that, what that happens is you become more vulnerable, obviously, and you allow yourself to be open. So you want to be calculated, but you also, you want to be explosive and be a bit of a risk taker. So it should be interesting stylistically to see what happens here as our matchup.
I will say that Erica has been very relaxed in this camp, having a lot of fun. Not a lot of extra pressure on herself, and I really expect that to translate to the cage.
See the stare down from Valentin's opponent in the corner there, and she's very professional. You could tell it's controlled breathing. It's just let's just concentrate.
She's here for
experience.
business.
She sure
She's
is.
here for business.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And you're coming across country. Although Erica is not from New York, she's technically the hometown fighter here. She fought on the last card. She's from over in Connecticut, which is a state away. So you want to be that person to come in and just screw up the homecoming. The thing that Erica impressed me with in her last fight was her ground acumen, but her ability to strike from distance and in the clinch.
Well, she showed tremendous skills, but also a willingness and a want to get better.
Again, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Rivers Casino and Resort, New York's premier gaming destination. And welcome to all of our fans watching around the world on Stimulus.com. This is your co-main event of the evening. It is for the Cage Wars 115-pound Women's Championship. This championship bout is presented by Cage Wars MMA and Sticker Mule and brought to you by Jules Design Studio, Bricklayers Local Number 2, Local Allied Craft Workers, UA Local Number 7, Plumbers and Steam Fitters, RDX Sports, the official glove supplier of Cage Wars MMA, the Aqua Training Bag. Train longer and train harder with the Aqua Training Bag. Don't forget to use promo code CAGEWARS10 for 10% off your next purchase. This championship fight is sanctioned by the United States Muay Thai Association. Executive Director Ed Kinner is in attendance. The judges for our championship bout are Mr. Chris Polinsky, Rob Exisa, and David Bruce. The fight doctor at cageside is Dr. Michael Sheridan. And for the 115-pound Women's Championship, let's do this! Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. She weighed in last night 114.5 pounds. Representing Chandler Mixed Martial Arts out of Chandler, Arizona, Eymie La Picosita Moreno. And her opponent standing cross cage, fighting out of the red corner. She weighed in last night at 115.2 pounds. Representing Underdog Mixed Martial Arts out of Hartford, Connecticut, E3, Erica Valentin.
It's going to be a good one.
It is. Both these young ladies mean business.
Sure do. Very professional.
And both have some aspirations. As I mentioned, Erica plans to go pro.
Yep.
I would be willing to bet that's Eymie's plan as well at some point.
And Eymie is already very professional in her approach. I think we might see some high-level striking here. I could be wrong.
Feeling each other out here. Both of them assuming the center of the cage. Erica's got to be careful with that kick without some punches behind it because Eymie's just trying to back her into the cage, trying to close the distance. Eymie definitely seems to be the more composed of the two in the moment.
Yep. Appears to want to strike. She's got fast hands.
She's got good knees off that transition as well. You hear the corner calling for the whizzer from Erica Valentin. If I'm Erica Valentin's coach too, I'm saying get away from the cage. You know, she's trying to walk her into the cage. She's trying to close that distance. Circle away from the cage.
Without a doubt, I think Valentin right now is just kind of downloading some information, but she's got to act quick because
you can't download too much information with an athlete like this.
And I do think that she's trying to figure out her opponent.
And as we saw with a few fights tonight, that can end, you know, pretty quickly.
We're a little over 1 minute into round number one, and without a doubt, Moreno has certainly asserted some dominance in the striking category. Doesn't mean that Valentin's not right there, but you can see her face is touched up. She's already showing a little bit of damage.
Moreno's got excellent footwork,
Sure does.
Really good movement, good defensive with her hands.
Ooh, that was a pretty good right.
And you hear Valentin's corner saying, start with the hands first. As I mentioned before, don't start with the kick. Start with the hands, finish with the kick. Or if you're going to throw the kick, throw a hand behind it. Erica's using that right knee to try to shield. Moreno grabs that right knee. Looking to take her down.
Yeah, Valentin's. Would you agree that Valentin's got to get this fight down on the ground?
Yes. Get to the ground or at least in a better position in this clinch if she can somehow get Moreno's back against the cage and deliver some punishment. Her corner's giving her great instructions, and she's listening, turn into her, and that's exactly what she did. She got out of it.
And a good job by Valentin here because she's showing some willingness, and she's getting in there, and she's not afraid to try to make some things happen.
You hear the corner calling for the jab, and that's a great move because, with Moreno being the longer fighter.
Very nice.
Nice straight jab is going to set that right hand up.
2 good strikes, 15 seconds left to go. She may be able to steal this round if she puts together a little combination here.
Final 10 seconds. Moreno, nice and calm. She looks like she's on a walk in the park.
All right. Pretty even round, slight edge to Moreno, but
I think that was a big learning round for Erica, and I expect her to make the necessary adjustments coming out in round 2. Her corner was giving her excellent instructions, and she was listening. So I expect more instruction and more adjustments as we enter round 2.
I get the feeling that that Valentin has got some sneaky power. She did land a couple of punches there, and it seemed to slow her opponent down a little bit. The output wasn't nearly as much in the second half of round number 1 for Moreno. Did you feel as though her output?
Yes.
Her output slowed down, and she may have tasted a little power from Valentin. We'll find out.
And you hear Valentin's corner really getting into her about stepping it up and really establishing her game now.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you need that out of your corner. You need that electricity to kind of jumpstart you.
Round number 2 for the 115-pound title.
You know, I will tell you, Moreno is using her longer arms and legs for that reach to her advantage. There's no doubt about it. And I think that's one of the things that Valentin had to... Valentin's last opponent was about her height. So she wasn't dealing with that length discrepancy that she is right now. So again, I think as the fight goes on, she'll figure it out, but hopefully it won't go too long before she does.
We have a stoppage here as we tend to some braids that apparently become a little bit loose.
No, she accidentally grabbed them in the clinch. That's the part with the gloves. You know, there's those little holes and there's kind of these angles, whatever. They get caught on the braids. They can pull them out.
What do they do? They're just undoing all of them now, right? I don't know.
Maybe they're tying them up.
I don't know. I thought I saw hands get stuck in there.
Well, they did. They did.
Okay.
They got stuck in there. She pulled them out.
Okay. These are things that you and I don't have to...
That's a first for Big Dan. He's laughing.
These are things that you and I don't have to worry about. Ooh. Moreno's definitely the more skilled striker, but Valentin's showing some power.
Oh, nice kick.
That was a big kick.
Wow. Moreno does a nice job mixing the hands and feet up.
And a nice job, though, by Valentin to try to get back in and throw some hands back. There you go.
Moreno doing a good job with those knees, though. Wow. She uses those knees very well. And you see Erica try to respond with a knee of her own, but being shorter and not having that hip extension, it's not landing.
This is where Valentin needs to make this. We always talk, muck it up, make it dirty. You got to get this thing in the corner, and you got to just
jab, jab, cross, clinch.
That's it. And she's trying.
Uppercut, clinch.
Leg kick, get in, you know, that kind of stuff.
But you got to come with hands, too. You know, that one kick, especially with somebody like Moreno that has the composure, isn't going to get that job done.
Moreno does look very, very good. Landed, obviously, much more significant strikes. As long as Valentin is standing, she's still very much game. She's got some powerful leg kicks and
very powerful right hand.
She might have enough to do some damage.
You hear Erica's corner saying you got a jab. Wow, nice job catching that leg kick into the takedown by Moreno. Into side control.
Not good for Valentin here.
She's going to try to trap Erica's left arm. Going to push down on that face, create some separation.
Yeah. And this is where
punishment.
Big Dan taking a close look.
Dominant position for Moreno.
And a full minute to work with almost.
You hear Erica's corner saying, get to your hip. Frame. Easier said than done, though. Moreno has great technique.
Ooh. Yep.
And in a position like that, it's not ideal, but giving up your back is better than taking shots to the face and mount. Nice job by Erica.
Now, where did that come from?
Nice job by Erica. Wow. That's that dog. That's that tenacity.
Complete turn of events with 20 seconds.
Nice knee, though, by Moreno. Wow, that one hurt.
Even if nothing else happens, just the fact that she was able to get off the mat is tremendous. 10 seconds left to go. Power shots by Moreno.
Can she take it down? Can she finish this takedown?
And I think you'll hear a nice round of applause for Valentin here. A pretty nice job there. Showing something, showing the heart.
Moreno just, I mean, she's very impressive.
And Moreno's over there is just very calm, right? Peaceful, tranquil. Okay, she goes okay. She has to have a bit of respect for her opponent, though, but that was, Valentin showed some life.
Oh, absolutely. But again, just like her corner saying, and they're pointing to her left hand again. Jab, jab. The jab sets everything else up, especially for the shorter fighter. You got to work off those lead appendages, your lead teeth, your jab.
What about an early level change? How about just bum rush her and just take her completely
off her guard? Well, you got to remember, though, Moreno's been delivering some vicious knees.
She's got nothing to lose.
But you got to work in off those hands. The jab has got to start the dance.
I'm saying go for the bum rush.
But the bum rush is easier to defend if Here, how about this?
I'm not saying
How
I'm
about
right.
I throw the jab at you before I take you down, and then I just try to take you down. You tell me which is harder.
I'm not saying I'm right. I'm saying that's what I'm doing.
Third and final round.
See?
But again, Moreno can create the separation.
Bum rush. It's going to be an actual
Oh,
thing.
nice right hand. That's the problem with the bum rush.
But the
She got Moreno leaking though.
if you don't bum rush, she sure
She's got
does.
Moreno leaking.
Bum rush.
As Ben Stiller said in Dodgeball, nobody makes me bleed my own blood.
Except the bum rush. Meanwhile, it's the third round of a championship fight, and Valentin has turned the tides, and she's bloodied her opponent.
She really has. You know, those first 2 rounds went to Moreno, but if she can somehow end this fight here with a submission,
I feel like this
potentially a KO.
This crowd is a second away from really erupting and just making this completely a real home field advantage.
You know, I'd like to see her throw the teep to the body, then follow in with a right hand.
Why do you think Moreno's output has come to seemingly come to a stop as she respects the
she's
power?
the pattern interrupters. Those right hands.
Right, everybody's tough till you get punched in the face, right?
Everybody's got a plan, just like Mike said. And Erica's starting to gain steam. Now, this is where you would wonder if it was like the pros and it was a 5-round main event.
Absolutely.
Would that make a difference?
Well, she won the last 30 seconds of the last round. Unfortunately, it may be too little too late. It does, but it still it does not take away from anything because it looked like after the first minute and a half of this round it could be a mismatch. Now we've got Moreno in a title fight here with her face bloody.
Well, that's what I mean. It looks like the tide could turn the longer the fight went.
I completely agree. Unfortunately, I don't know if it's enough to get Valentin a win. But
Especially with a minute left.
She's making it very competitive. And I say unfortunately, I have no vested interest in a winner or a loser.
For her.
Right.
I was picking up what you were putting down.
But we want to be as unbiased, we want to be as fair to everybody.
Well, that's why I couldn't shout out directions to Clownhammer. Here we go, Erica.
Oh!
Moreno finishing strong. Coming up on 30 seconds left, folks.
30 seconds left to go.
And I'll tell you what, if nothing else, she has earned Moreno's respect. Right now, I'd like to see like a jab cross.
Moreno has done a nice job in the latter stages of this third round just to kind of seal the deal on the win. A really good fight, though, and a great comeback by Valentin. She has nothing to hang her head about. Great fight.
A lot of mutual respect by these young ladies. Great competitors, great athletes. Moreno, though, just a little bit ahead.
And this is where we talk about how green. We don't know how much experience Moreno has. We don't really know. You know that Valentin is what she is. A couple of fights in, fighting for a title. She won a round. She won one of 3 rounds, hypothetically, in a championship fight. She has no reason to hang her head.
Not at all.
She was in there against a real
Especially
skilled
because
striker.
it got better as the rounds went. It didn't get worse.
Totally
It
agree.
started out worse and got a little bit better each time.
If she lost 2 rounds to 1, it's because she won the third round, to your point. And make sure you tell her that when she reaches out to you. She won that. She won the last 40% of that fight. It just wasn't enough, I don't think. Could be wrong, though.
But again, these athletes, you never really lose. You just learn. And I'm sure that this young lady is going to learn exactly what she needs to come back better than before.
Yeah, I hope she's not disappointed because I thought she fought great.
Well, I mean, anytime you put this much sacrifice and this much time into something, there's bound to be a certain level of disappointment. You can feel pride about something, but there's bound to be just that disappointment because you put your heart, your soul into it. You sacrifice so much week in and week out to get this win. But that's the beauty of the sport. There's somebody else doing the same thing.
And there's always something to build on, and I think in this instance, she'll see that she lost a title fight 2 rounds to 1. She was in a very competitive fight. Looks like Mike Falvo's got the decision here on who the title holder will be. now? No.
How about a round of applause for one hell of a championship fight, ladies and gentlemen? After 3 hard-fought rounds, we go to the judges' official scorecard. All 3 judges have scored the fight in favor of your winner by way of unanimous decision and new Cage Wars Strawweight champion. Out of the blue corner, Eymie Moreno.
We're going to send out the Jay Engelson to get this interview. Let's see what Eymie has next.